Boas pessoal, daqui Brawl Like Trains. Estou a fazer o gameplay do Stanley Parable. Desta vez vamos fazer o fim em que seguimos as ordens do narrador.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Não é que eu gosto de seguir ordens, mas prontos.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Da última vez fui à direita, por isso vou ter que ir para a esquerda.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Ponto sem ter a ver com este vídeo. Espero que tenham gostado dos outros vídeos. Tenho andado a pôr umas coisitas, uns easter eggs, para quem percebe, no meio dos vídeos. Neste último somatório pus no meio do vídeo, praticamente no meio. Se gostarem, deixem um comentário sobre isso. Coisa para este jogo. Se gostarem,
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
deixem um
office.
like, um comentário. E se ainda não te subscreveste este fantástico canal, não te esqueças de subscrever. Se tiveres conta no YouTube, claro. Não vou obrigar ninguém a criar uma conta. E pronto, acho que é isto.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin number, 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Consegui encontrar o código por sorte, mas claro que foi ele que disse, não? Nunca adivinhei, nunca ia adivinhar. Tem que ser por aqui. Não se esqueçam que eu tenho que seguir as ordens do narrador. Carrega.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Para o próximo gameplay provavelmente vou por aqui, onde diz Escape. Longo corredor. Mas por enquanto vamos seguir as ordens deste narrador. Uma sala muito escura. Provavelmente este botão vai acender as luzes.
Lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Está a lagar bocado, desculpem lá.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. Lives of so many individuals reduced to images on the screen. and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Ora bem, off. Ok. Isto é bocado esquisito. Se calhar já estamos no fim.
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes.
Esta parte já deve estar quase a acabar.
He had defeated the machine,
curta,
unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Como disse no início do vídeo, não
and
se
yet,
esqueçam
even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
Se ele não fosse subscrito,
where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Encontrou a saída da sua vida e de trabalho prontos. Um bocado emocionante, já estou quase a chorar. Mas prontos. Já deve ter acabado, vamos ver.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Ok, isto acabou. Sobrou like trains e fui!